Hello and welcome to Esther's Gardening Adventures. I'm Esther and today we're doing our weekly check-in on our winter sowing jugs. If this is your first time hearing about winter sowing, please check out my Winter Sowing 101 series that breaks down everything you need to know. But in case you haven't had a chance to look those over, basically it's a way of using things like these milk jugs as mini greenhouses to grow seedlings outdoors instead of indoors over the winter and early spring. All right. So guys, I'm really excited because we're a week into spring and today I checked my jugs and we have our first, okay, I take that back. We might have had one sprout before, but we have our first true summer plants, our warm weather plants emerging. And it's just a couple of them. It's not a lot, but it's always encouraging when I see, the cool weather veggies, they come out first because they can handle the frost. But now we have some warm weather veggies and it makes me really happy. The other thing is I've had a few more or a couple more of the perennial flowers, the ones that require winter stratification sprout. In addition to the wood oats from last week, we also have I think it's milkweed that has sprouted. So let's go see what they look like. And of course, I'll end with photos of some of them as well, in addition to the ones I'm going to highlight in video. Let's check it out. Before I go any further, let me mention that I did open some jugs this week for transplant. I opened my beets too early, but those are lettuces and radishes. And I'm going to post a video soon on the process of opening them and hardening them off. Let's see, I did it like 4 days ago or 5 days ago. Usually you only need 2 to 3 days to harden them off. But then, if the weather's okay, it's okay if you don't transplant them immediately. You just lose some of the benefits of the winter sowing jugs, the greenhouse effect that helps them grow faster. But don't they look great, guys? So pay attention. So keep an eye out for both my how to harden off and my let's transplant videos. But now let's look at the jugs that have just started sprouting. So the good news is, and look at my cute doggies, good puppies. The good news is the number of winter sowing jugs that have sprouted greatly outnumber now the number of jugs that have not. And I admittedly have probably 6 more, maybe a few more jugs to still put out. I have some tomatoes, cucumbers, squash and zucchini, those kinds of things I still need to winter sow. Plenty of time still to get them out in the next week or two, and even into mid-April if I run out of time. But aren't they so pretty? All right, so let's get going on looking. This set right here are my new ones, and the first one I'm going to show you is asters. It's just one flower in there, if you see the far right corner. Just one, but hey, that means we'll see more very soon. Now we're turning to one of my divided jugs, and it's the basil large leaf, not the Thai basil, that has sprouted. And you can look in there and see, there it is, up in the middle top there, that one little basil large leaf, so that's awesome. Basil is a warm weather veggie, and so the fact that it has sprouted is a great sign. Now, granted, we did have 80-degree weather yesterday. I don't know if my camera will capture it. Oh yeah, it gets it. But up in the very corner is a little flat leaf parsley that has sprouted. Now, that is a cool weather veggie or herb, but hey, I'm excited to see more herbs sprouting. Never ever a problem for me. The next one that has sprouted is my lemon balm. Let's see, where are they? Oh yeah. There they are. Yay, lemon balm. On a side note, let me show you that I had, this is chamomile from last year, and they were all clumped together, so I separated them and put them in 3 in that container. But, guys, my lemon balm from last year is coming back. So even though I'm growing new stuff, it's coming back on its own. It is perennial. It is perennial in this area, so that's not hugely surprising. That's why I left it in the container, but I guess I will have plenty of lemon balm for tea this year. The other new addition is bee balm. We have bee balm sprouting. Now this is also called bergamot, and I've heard it's edible, but also just the bees love it. They really do. Okay, now to the two I was most excited to see this morning had sprouted. These just make me so happy. One is bell peppers. Now I will have to tell you the story of this. This is bell pepper. I don't feel a need to grow bell peppers, but my mom loves them. And she likes to grow them in her garden. So she said she'd like some bell peppers. So I went to the dollar store and I saw bell peppers for sale, seeds. So I got them. And when I got home, I realized there was a crack in the bottom of the envelope, and almost all of the bell pepper seeds had fallen out, except I think 3 or 4. I'll look up the actual number because I put it in my journal, but just a few. And so I planted up those very few bell pepper seeds from that 25-cent packet. And now look, guys, look there on the left. We have a sprout, guys. We have a bell pepper sprouting. So Mom, if you're watching this video, you'll be getting bell pepper seedlings this year, at least one, maybe more. And that just makes me so happy. Yay! And it also means, because the bell pepper is a warm weather veggie, that hopefully very soon I will see sprouts in my other warm weather vegetables. I haven't seen any other peppers or tomatoes sprout yet, but I'm hoping by next week we'll see some sprouts, if the weather keeps up like it is. Now guys, this is the last one. And the reason this makes me so thrilled, I have to tell you the story of this jug as well. This is butterfly weed. This jug has been a problem for me. It has scared me and made me worried. You may have watched in a video, a couple of videos ago, where I talked about I had a problem jug that wasn't draining properly, was having problems having proper condensation on the top. And let me show you some examples. All right. So I made the holes bigger, but there were just 4 holes in this jug. This was the jug I reused from last year. You can see there were just 4 holes. And there was no side drainage hole, so I added a side drainage hole. Yeah. And then the tape was coming off of this. So I kept pushing it back in, but it was coming off, like down here, see? Here, where the tape was coming off. And it was letting air in. And in addition to that, if you look in here, I mean, look how green and wet soil is. Now green, a little bit of green mold is not bad. It's just algae. It's just a sign that there's moisture in there. But it's definitely had more of a algae kind of smell to it because of the drainage issues. So I was so worried, guys, that I would not get any butterfly weed this year for my butterflies. I've never grown it before. It is a plant that requires winter stratification. And guys, I am so thrilled. I'm beyond thrilled. This was one I had given up hope on a little too early, as is obvious. And the idea of always wait a little longer, is so true, especially when it comes to you think you've had operator error. Here's proof that life likes to exist no matter how much you mess it up when you're trying to grow something. All right, so let's get now to videos, or to picture montage of these jugs. Woohoo! Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you aren't already a subscriber, please do so and make sure to hit that bell button so that you get alerted whenever I post new content. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.